Everybody, yeah, it's not Sunday, it's Saturday, but as we know, Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, and we wanted to give you kind of a preview show. And on top of that, 2Ks and I want to have a couple adult beverages and enjoy the game as well. So, 2Ks, how's it going, brother?
Good, good, good.
Well, awesome, awesome, awesome. So, if you guys are ready, I am ready, and this is the Turbo and 2K show. Oops, wrong one.
It's the Turbo and 2K show.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Here is the show layout. I really like these little slides that I put together because it kind of keeps us on track. Because if you've been following us for any amount of time, 2Ks and I can go off on a tangent for hours, which normally isn't a bad thing because a lot of times when we do that, that's where the gold is. But kind of keeping to a schedule is usually a little bit better. But if you're new, drop new in the comments. I'd love to get a conversation started with you, and I can also feature you on the show. So let's get some comments rolling. Let's get some folks in here. And I see some folks piling in, so it's good to see you. But 2Ks, do you like beer?
What kind of question is that? I love beer.
So this has been probably for the vast majority of you, and 2Ks, mind you, next week is our 2-year anniversary. So I just want to throw that out there. But pretty much the whole time we've had the show, we've had a Patreon page. I do post to the Patreon page every week with early access to the actual audio of the show. So that's kind of cool because normally it comes out on Tuesday at 3 a.m. So if you are wanting to listen to it in the car or whatever, you get early access. But we've only had one Patreon, and that is Darcy Plummer. And Darcy, from the bottom of our heart, we appreciate your support. But stumbled across a new type of kind of channel support, if you will. And it's the website is buymeacoffee.com. Now, I'm not a big coffee guy. 2Ks, are you a coffee guy?
Occasionally,
Okay.
that's about it. Though I'm more of a beer guy.
Yeah. So on the Buy Me a Coffee website, you can change it from coffee to a beer, pizza, wings. Which I thought about wings. Wings would be cool. But the way it read is you buy Turbo and 2Ks a wings, and to me that really didn't flow well.
Yeah.
Beer just kind of rolled off the tongue a little better. So what I did is I went and purchased the domain buyturboabeer.com. And if you go to that, it's easier to remember than buymeacoffee.com/turbo and 2Ks. So buyturboabeer.com. You can go on that website anytime, and there is an option to buy 1, 2, or 3 beers. And or you can sign up for a membership similar to Patreon. And we have had 2Ks. We've actually had some folks buy us beers in the first 24 hours of this. Are you fucking pumped about this or what?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So I wanted to give a big shout out to our first person to buy us a beer. Shockingly enough, is our number one fan, Darcy Plummer. So Darcy, big shout out and thank you for the beer. And we also had Jeffrey Burton buy us a beer. We had Ben Fisher buy us a beer. And Mr. Fat Stacks himself, Kyler Thornburg, dropped 3 beers on us this morning. So 2Ks, we got a 6-pack in 24 hours. That's pretty cool.
Yes, I like it. I like it.
Now, I had a thought, and I'm pretty sure this isn't going to go over well, but on a stream like today, where we're doing it on Saturday and not on Sunday, uh, I'm just going to squash this right out the gate because I know it's coming. Is, well, Turbo, when people buy you beers, you should drink them on the stream. That sounds like fun. It really does. However, when we do them on Sundays, Monday morning at work's not going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So once 2Ks gets back in the studio, maybe we'll toast to a
Next
couple
week.
people next week. There you go. We'll
Next week, I'm coming back.
we will have a couple because just to say thank you. We won't be drinking all of them. because that would be most of the money that people are donating is through beers. But yes, I have a feeling if we get 12 or 24 beers bought for us in a week, we're gonna be shit canned. We're gonna be shit canned. Which I mean, I'm not opposed to getting shit canned, but on a Sunday night, that probably isn't going to happen unless we get super big 2Ks and we can do this full time. Then yeah, we can do it once a week.
Yeah.
We get shit hammered drunk on a live stream because people are buying us beers. But until then, responsibility, life must must go on at that point. So, but yeah, that's like I said, buyturboabeer.com, and that will direct you over to the Buy Us Coffee website. And we do appreciate any and all support. And like I said, this is a one-time thing. Anytime you want, or if you do want to do the monthly thing, I will be still posting the link to the early access for the audio version. So that's not stopping. We're just moving everything from everything. I mean, we've made more in 24 hours 2Ks than we made almost the whole time in the Patreon. So it's pretty much a success right out the gate. So, but yes, anytime, buy turbobeer.com and they'll send you over there. So 2Ks, let's jump into kind of the meat and potatoes and why we're actually doing this on Saturdays, because I'm pretty sure everybody knows it's Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, and we always like to do some we in the past we've had some fun with throwing prop bets at each other. Which would you take? Which would you put money on? This year, I don't know about you 2Ks, but I found it a little hard or not as easy to find these prop bets, just because I think with the rise of internet betting that you actually have to dig a little deeper to find these prop bets. But before we jump into that 2Ks, I'm going to throw you a curveball. I'm going to throw you a curveball because, like we talked about pre-show, I am starving and I had everything all set up. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, shit. So I throw in a frozen pizza, smash a burning, scalding hot piece of pizza, and now I have another one staring at me, which is the downside. The upside is I do have 3/4 of a pizza to eat when we're done. So, but yeah, let's talk about tailgate food and Super Bowl food. I'm pretty sure, at the Kaler household, I've been a part of some of these spreads, and it's kind of tradition with me and my girlfriend. We make some finger foods and stuff, and for the kids, and we all watch the game. And most of the time, by the end of the first quarter, it's usually Kristen and I are the only ones watching. But that's neither here nor there. But when it comes to a Super Bowl spread, 2Ks, give me your top 3 things that you're looking for.
Oh, well, first off, I want some beer.
Yeah,
We've been talking about beer.
That's a
At
given.
the beginning of the show, so I want beer. Chicken wings. Chicken wings I think that's like probably the number one thing
Now
on everybody's
what
plate.
flavor wing? Because there's 9,000 different kinds of wings.
Yeah, I'm more of a just the buffalo.
Buffalo?
Mild buffalo.
Do you go bone in or boneless?
So I've always been more of a, like, when I'm at my own house and not necessarily worried about what I look like, I want the bone in. I mean, the bone in, they taste so much better.
Oh yeah.
But I'm one of those guys that when I go out in public and I feel like people are watching me or can see me, I tend to stick towards the boneless, just because it's not near as messy and I don't have a mountain of paper towels on my table with me. So, but when I'm at my house, like Super Bowl party tomorrow night, if I'm eating some wings and I'm at my own house, I'm doing bone in for sure.
I'm right there with you. So we got beer and chicken wings, and what's the last one?
Dang. I like the. I don't think we did it last year, but a couple years ago, we did some of the jalapeno poppers.
Good choice.
Man, those things were Those were money. They were
Good
money.
choice. Yeah, you can never go wrong with jalapeno poppers. I'm the same way. I'm a wing guy. I'm a wing guy through and through. I'm more of a. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Turbo, you're a pussy." I do enjoy hot wings, but my favorite wing flavor is garlic parmesan, or a little bit of teriyaki, if you will. I'm actually doing some up in the air fryer tomorrow, so I'm super stoked about that. I'm weird when it comes to my wings. I kind of like a little breading on mine instead of just
Mhm.
the naked. And I have no problem eating uh, regular bone-in wings in public. I have absolutely no problem with that. I don't care who's looking at me. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm getting balls deep, and I will have my face a mess until I'm done, and then I'll wipe my face, and then I'll go to the bathroom and make sure I'm not. I don't have sauce up to my cheeks. But number two, I love me some spinach artichoke dip. Love me some spinach artichoke dip. And I'm gonna go poppers as well because I mean I love me some jalapenos. I love the flavor of jalapenos. And when you stuff them with cream cheese and bacon and oh my god, just give
Yeah.
them all to me. Give them all to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll kind of piggyback off you on the old spinach and artichoke dip.
Yep.
Basically any kind of fucking chip dip that you put in front of me, I'm gonna smash it. I mean, that's just I don't know what it is with me, but like just chips in general. You
Yep.
put chips in front of me, I'm probably gonna eat the whole damn bag. But then if you give me any kind of chip dip, like yeah, it's game over.
Any queso, and I've become especially even I shouldn't say during the pandemic, but seems to be amplified a little bit more just because they're not readily available. Is good old pretzels and beer cheese. And when I'm talking pretzels, I'm talking warm pretzels, so not like the regular kind of crispy come in a bag pretzels are fine, but give me some soft pretzels, nice butter on top, some salt on the top, dip them in some nice beer cheese. Awesome.
Yeah. Well,
So now that we got me even more hungry, let's talk about some prop bets like this thing says. Like I said, we tend to go off topic. And I'll start off 2Ks. I don't know if you were able to find any, but I did find some rather off the wall ones. So it looks like Miley Cyrus is doing a tailgate show, which I don't follow Miley Cyrus. I know I definitely know who she is, of course, but it looks like primary color in Miley Cyrus's hair in her tailgate show: blonde, white, brown, red, or purple. Which one are you going with?
well, when we're talking about Miley, there's a good chance she might not have any hair.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very, very good point, and it's not listed. So, I mean, yeah, she might come swinging in like a wrecking ball. See what I did there? But yeah, that's blonde and white is the favorite on this one. So, I'm gonna go purple, just because a it's the long shot, and b, like you said, it's Miley. Who the fuck knows? So I'm going purple on that one. Where are you going with it?
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna stick with the favorite here and just say blonde and white.
You're not
Yeah.
you're not throwing a paycheck down on Miley Cyrus's hair color, huh?
No, not going crazy with that one. I mean, like I said, if it's anything, if it's not blonde and white, I probably would go with bald, completely bald,
Yeah.
over any of the other ones.
And the speculation is she posted a picture on, and I'm reading this. I didn't do any research on this whatsoever, so do not call me out on this. Speculated she posted and this is coming from DocSports.com, by the way, if anyone wants to follow along. Speculating she just posted a picture on Instagram with blonde hair. What are the chances she changes it up before the big event? I would say minimal. It's an odd one, but if her hair is already blonde, that would be the best bet there. So that's where the betting odds are coming from on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Second on the docket. This one to me is kind of a slam dunk, but I will get your take on it, 2Ks. Will Tony Romo correctly predict an offensive play?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he does it. That's the norm. He does that.
Yeah, and
Every single week.
he's very, very good at it. And I mean, That's one of the reasons I like him. There's a lot of people that don't like him because of that, and I don't understand the dislike with that. Um, it's not really like it's going to be a surprise, but I like the way he how he comes to that, and he'll explain exactly. The safety came down, and Brady saw that, and this is the reason why he went here. I love that part of it. I love that part of it.
Mhm.
And you know what? I think we can all be thankful that Joe Buck's not calling the game, so I don't give a fuck. So
Yeah, totally agree. No, I think some people's knock with Romo is that he just tends to be a little bit over the top all the time, basically all the time. I mean, there's never really like any time where he's like relaxed at all while he's calling the game. He's always like yelling at the screen.
Yep.
I think that kind of rubs people wrong. But hey,
I think
as long as the person that I'm listening to knows what they're talking about, and obviously with Romo, that's the case. He knows the game as well as anybody that I've ever listened to call any sport at all.
Yeah.
So, me personally, I really enjoy listening to him, but sometimes you can, bring the ropes back a little bit.
Yeah, and I think him and Jim Nance are a good pair as well. So,
Mhm.
and now here's a loophole, ladies and gentlemen, and like I said, this is DocSports.com/current/odd Super Bowl bets. It says people have been impressed the most with Romo being able to call plays correctly before they happen. He's done this multiple times in different games. He only needs to call one play correctly. I'm not sure of the rules and the regulations on this prop. However, Romo should be able to easily call a kneel happening late in the game. Either way, if Romo was playing, I would put my money on him. But in the box, I surely would. So there's a loophole here where he could just call a kneel down, which I guess, that's technically a play. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The next one, again, I think this is going to be a slam dunk. Will LeBron be said during the broadcast? Because
Yeah,
I was gonna say there's been a lot of Brady LeBron comparisons. Who's the best champion in sports? Who's team sports and stuff like that. So to me, this is going to be a slam dunk with all the especially with all the talk shows and everything that I've watched leading up to this. And it wouldn't shock me now. It wouldn't shock me if Michael Jordan is brought into the mix. Maybe there's a handful of other ones you could bring in the mix, like Derek Jeter, maybe with all his rings. So having someone say LeBron, I think, is a very, very, and I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna say they're gonna feature a LeBron tweet during the game. A lot, something that he tweets during the game. I would put money that they're going to show a tweet from LeBron. And
one second.
Yeah, and the next one here, 2Ks. Will The Weeknd be seen with sunglasses on his face? And to be honest with you, I had to look up a picture of The Weeknd. That's how kind of out of touch that I am, I guess. But no, I had to, and it to me, again, I would have to agree and say yes on this one. It seems like most every entertainer, when it comes to shows like this anymore, or even on TV shows or interviews, it seems like they have fucking sunglasses on all the time, inside, mind you. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, this is a different story. They're not sitting down and with an interview and stuff like that. But to me, it's so impersonal when people do that. But it's the style, I guess. And
sun never stops shining on a badass, Turbo.
Well, I tell you what, there's that aspect. Or someone once told me there's two types of people that wear sunglasses inside: blind people and dickheads. So you could take it. You could take it either way. You could take it. Sun never sets on a badass, and if he's gonna wear if anyone's gonna wear sunglasses inside, you got to have a sleeveless shirt. That has to be part of the rules. Because if we're gonna be in some people's minds, disrespectful with wearing sunglasses. We might as well just go all out, suns out, guns out, just to complete the badass kind of aura about somebody. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Or maybe a tank top. Tank top, maybe.
Yeah, and this is all they're going to be in Tampa. So I mean,
yeah. Where it's definitely, dude. I took Lily to work this morning. It was 9 fucking degrees. It's not 9 degrees in Tampa. Do you remember the year that the Super Bowl was in Detroit and everyone was bitching about how cold it was and the games inside?
Yeah.
Games inside, but they were bitching about walking from the cab or the hotel, which is across the street, into Ford Field, and it's like, come the fuck on. Everything you're doing for work is inside. You walk to work, maybe 50, 100 feet. Come the fuck on. Stop it. But yes, it's definitely not 9 degrees in Tampa. Now, did I see right that there's a chance of rain? Is that right? I thought I saw that.
I believe there is. I believe there is a chance of it.
So that could play into which. With these quarterbacks, I really don't think the rain is going to affect either one of them. To be completely honest, Brady's played through everything. Mahomes loves to play in the snow, so why wouldn't he flourish in the rain? I mean, granted, it's a little harder to throw the ball, but one would think it's hard to throw the ball in the snow and the cold too. So we shall see. We shall see. But the next one, 2K, is player to pour liquid on winning head coach. A defensive player, an offensive player, or both?
I would go with the defensive player just because I think that this is probably another prop bet as far as what team will be on the field for the last play. I think the winning team offense will be on the field for the last play in this, so I think it'll be a defensive player that going to be dumping the Gatorade.
There you go. I'm gonna go both, just because there's so many people on the sidelines. No, it didn't say if it was a starter. And caption says, "Ever hear of winning formation? The winning team will likely take a knee, meaning the defensive players would be on the bench, kind of going on the same thought process as you. Looking for Gatorade to pour on the winning coach. Sure, we've seen a bench player on offense chime in, which is kind of, I didn't even read this before I said that. However, mostly it'll be two defensive buddies getting ready while the offense kneels for victory. So, the Doc Sports here, whoever wrote this article, was thinking along the same lines as you. And so it says defensive player be the way to go here. So that was it from that one. Did you happen to find any 2Ks?
I was looking at them kind of as we were going. I've been kind of looking through some of them, but all the ones that I'm finding are mostly to do with with the game itself.
Yeah. So I mean, you have your standard. What's the, are you taking heads or tails? That's to me that's kind of the universal one. I don't even know who's singing the national anthem. There's usually a prop bet as to over under a certain time limit. Let's see what this website has. Okay, I think I was already on this one. Please wait while we're loading. It's not giving me anything.
I want to say that the national anthem is Eric Church, isn't it?
I do believe you are correct.
Yeah.
I do believe you are correct.
That's what it is.
Let's see here. Yes, this is very, very, compelling. Sportsbookreview.com. Let's see what you have. Well, speaking of,
I know one that I heard earlier in the week on. I can't remember what podcast it was that I was listening to, but I know that one of the questions was, what color will the Gatorade be that's dumped at the end of the game?
That's always a good one.
I think orange, purple, clear. I think clear was one of my favorites, just because it could be Gatorade, it could be water. Who knows what we're going to have. I think it was red, orange, purple, and clear were the four. And I want to say, I think orange was leading it at that time. That was earlier in the week, though. So.
Yeah, I could. One would think that. I mean, there's probably what eight or nine different colors of Gatorade. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's always, which team scores first. Is it a passing touchdown? Is it a rushing touchdown? Let's see here. There's usually some off the wall ones, like there's. I mean, pretty much when it comes to this, it is. Let's see what this one is. They even have bets for commercials. Who's gonna have the best commercial? Which usually.
How many times will we see Giselle?
Yes. Over under
during the game.
Okay. Let's see what this is. Okay. All right. Yes. Obviously, we already talked about the coin toss, and when it comes to coin tosses, 2Ks, I always go for heads. And most people are like, well, you whatever your sexual preference is. Do you like head or do you like tails? And don't get me wrong, I like me some tail, but I'm going heads. See, you're learning a little bit about Turbo here. And obviously if they whoever wins the toss, do they defer or do they receive? And it seems like most of the time nowadays, it is the people who win the coin toss are they usually defer. So here's one for you, 2Ks. Which Anheuser-Busch brand commercial will air first? Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, Michelob Ultra, or Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer?
I'm just going with straight Bud Light. I'm not picking all the fancy bullshit. I think it's just going to be straightforward, straight to the punch. Bud Light.
I think they're going to do the organic seltzer one just because it's the newest product, and they want to get the newest product out there first. And so that's kind of it's kind of where I'm going with that. How many commercials will have a dog in them? Over under 4.5.
4.5.
It seems like a big number.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with under on.
I do too.
Under on that.
I do too. Now, if it was 2.5 over under, I think I'd go over the 2.5. But the 4.5 seems like a big number.
Yeah.
Seems like a big number.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I probably would agree with you on that. I think we're pretty used to seeing that they use dogs every year in these commercials, but to see five commercials of
it seems like a lot.
I have a hard time believing that's gonna.
Now
happen, so.
Since this, I've never heard of this one, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on how many times a dog's in a commercial now. So, 2K crew, you're fucking welcome. So don't step aside because we want to know: did you take the over under 4.5 dogs in commercials? Number of commercials, dogs that are in them. Let's put it that way. 2Ks, how many commercials will show a person wearing a mask? Over or under 2.5? To me, this is a low number.
Yeah, I think there's going to be, unfortunately, and that's kind of what I was thinking too when I was talking about not seeing maybe as many dogs. I'm afraid that this is going to turn into like the COVID. How many different COVID versions of a commercial can we fucking see tomorrow night? And unfortunately, I'm not taking anything away from from the COVID scene, but Jesus, let's just not. I just don't want to see Super Bowl Sunday turn into the COVID show, like basically the entire 2020 year was for all of us.
And I'm kind of the point now where my thought process is, now keep in mind, I do know that there are warnings on tags and toasters saying don't throw them in the bathtub, but do we really need to put at the bottom of a commercial where people aren't wearing masks that this was filmed pre-COVID? or these were filmed.
Yeah.
You know, to me, first of all, it's a fucking commercial, ladies and gentlemen. It's a commercial. Oh, excuse me, that was professional. But yeah, that's come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Next one, 2Ks.
Yeah.
Will M&M's spokes candy be wearing a mask? Yes or no? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. They're fucking cartoons. Do we need cartoons wearing masks?
Yeah.
Which
Piggybacking off of what I just said, I hope I sure as hell hope not.
I mean, the only reason I could see this as being absolutely feasible, or any reason that it is actually a good idea, is for kids, to make kids more accepting of wearing masks and showing the importance of wearing a mask. That's the only reason I see this actually needing to. I'm not even saying needing, but I can see why they would want it in there, just for the kids' sake. I understand that. So I take back my stupid comment, but it is rather silly. Okay, all right. Here's a good one, 2Ks. Here's a good one. Who will speak first in the Frito-Lay's pregame commercial? Peyton Manning or Eli Manning? Which Manning goes first? I like this one.
Peyton.
This is the type of shit I like. These are the prop bets that get me going. Get my checkbook out. I'm going with Peyton too.
It's got to be Peyton. Nobody gives a fuck what Eli's got to say.
No.
Let's just be honest. I don't give a fuck. I don't even care if I see Eli. But I think anybody that's a true football fan, I think everybody wants to see Peyton Manning on Super Bowl Sunday. So, I think it's Peyton easy.
He's the big brother. He's went first his whole entire life. Why would this even be a conversation? I mean, the only and let's face it, Eli's Frank's Red Hot or whatever. I think it's Frank's Red Hot commercial is so stupid that he doesn't deserve to even talk in a commercial. Peyton at least. I mean, chicken parm, you taste so good. I mean, come on. He's gold. You have to go with Peyton. You have to lead off with Peyton. Next one. Will Jerry Rice make a paper football field goal in Frito-Lay's commercial? See, this is the type of shit that gets me going, 2Ks. It gets my betting. Or who cares who wins the game? Will Jerry Rice make a paper football field goal in Frito-Lay's commercial? This is what drives me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes.
What's the favorite for this?
The favorite is yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm saying yes too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paper field goals are cool. Jerry Rice is cool. I'm saying yeah.
Yeah, and I mean he's the GOAT. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. And it's just to give you an idea, it's and I'm getting all these off sports. I totally probably should have said that before. Sportingnews.com. So if you want to search sportingnews.com for Super Bowl prop bets 2021, and yes, it's the yes is a minus 180. So okay, we're gonna skip that one because I don't want to do it. Wow. This will get you thinking, 2Ks. The number of commercials aired during the Super Bowl, over, under, or there's two options. Under, or fuck me, words are hard. Over 92.5 to 125, or under 92.5 to 115. And to kind of give you some idea, it says over the last 18 Super Bowls, an average of 88.4 commercials have been aired. Last year was the second lowest, is at 77. Over the past 5 years, the average is 90.4. Keep in mind, though, Super Bowl 51, the only overtime game in Super Bowl history, occurred in that span, featuring 102. However, even though the under looks like a good play, it's important to remember that the NFL is looking to make up major revenue costs from the past season. So those could be up. So it's basically a coin toss, which one. So, but
yeah,
whoever wrote this is taking the under. So
I'm gonna go with the over.
All right. I'm
gonna go with the over. I never really thought about it until trying to.
I never did either.
Make a little revenue boost and all that, and I think kind of where we're sitting at, and how things are just kind of playing out this past year. I think everybody could use a little bit of a little bit of a boost. So
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah, I'm going with the overs.
now, what I'm curious to see is, are there going to be longer commercial breaks? Because usually during the Super Bowl, there's a longer commercial break rather than compared to the regular season or even the postseason leading up to that, just because it's the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl, so they're even in a normal year they're trying to sell their ads and stuff like that. So I could definitely see these being a little bit lengthened. Maybe one or two extra commercials per commercial break. And you know what? They're the only show in town, so the producers can do whatever the fuck they want. So I'm with you. I'm going on the under on this one. And getting to your Gatorade shower prop bets. Color of liquid poured on winning coach. And looks like you were correct. Orange is the favorite here. Red/pink is next. Yellow, lime green is next. Blue, clear, then purple. Which I'm kind of shocked. Purple is kind of the long shot here. I figured that'd be higher up, and blue would be more of a long shot.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture. Oh, it was a day, maybe yesterday or maybe the day before. I saw a picture of Andy Reid getting the old Gatorade shower last year, and I have to believe that most people's favorite to win this thing tomorrow is Kansas City. And if you see the video footage from last year, it was orange Gatorade in that game. So maybe I'm sure that's probably what's playing a factor in this. Is if Kansas City won the Super Bowl last year with the orange Gatorade, they're probably a little bit of superstition has to play a factor in it, and you roll back out and the next year with orange Gatorade again.
Yeah. Well, we do have a comment here. 2K's Ace in the Mitten says, "Hi, Ryan Turbo Jackson, listening to the show. Well, thank you for the support. Just some history here, 2K. Since 2001, the orange has been used 5 times, none 5 times, which, like you said, what is that, water? None and clear, there's 2 different categories. None, clear, yellow, blue, and then purple.
I mean, how can you really fucking tell? Like, if you got something that's clear being dumped, how can you really tell if it's Gatorade, if it's water? I mean, who's looking that close?
Dude, I tell you what, man. I'm sure if this is actually on the books, I'm sure there's some sort of Vegas people putting their money on this. So it has to be a little bit of research. But kind of the weird thing is, purple's only 1. I figured that would be a little bit higher. But I guess the clear could be like I remember there was like, what is it, Arctic frost or some shit that was kind of like clear-ish. We've already done the who's gonna pour it on the coach. Okay, I like this one. Super Bowl post-game MVP speech prop bets. Who will the MVP refer to first in his speech? Teammates, God, USA, winning city, family, coaches, team owner. They got to go God first. Without God, none of this is possible.
Yeah. This is kind of how I feel about it. So I think it's going to be. I'm picking Tampa to win it. I'm picking, which I don't want to give. I guess I already just gave away everything on it, but I'm picking Brady to be doing this speech. So I think Brady's going to be thinking his family before anything.
Do you think that if Brady does win the MVP, if he just grabs his crotch and says "fuck you, Bill Belichick," and then just drops the MVP trophy and walks off the stage? That would be the most epic baller fucking move. I would buy $300 worth of TB12 gear and be the biggest TB12 fan if that happens. Will it happen? No, but that would be the biggest mic drop, toss your dick out, biggest balls in the room fucking move. God, that'd be awesome. And I got to go God on this one. I mean, just because it's believe it or not, it's the second it's Teammates is number 1. Teammates is number 1 at plus 100. So, author here says winning city is an interesting bet here, as any Tampa player much likely would say that the game is in Tampa. So, and of course, will the MVP say Disney in the speech? Absolutely. You're going to Disney World. Every MVP says it. I'm not sure where this one. Okay. Big Chiefs. Oh, okay. I'm going to give you the bet, and then I'm going to get, because I had to I had to, they had to spell it out for me because I had no idea what the fuck they were talking about. Will burger be said by Andy Reid? Now this is in reference to Andy Reid having previously celebrated Big Chiefs wins, including last year's Super Bowl, by eating a burger. He's already said he'll do the same. So if the Chiefs win, you can bank on saying burger at some point. So I guess you have to hinge your prop bet on which team you're betting on, right? Or I'm not telling you how to parlay anything, but who knows? But if you're
something tells me that Bruce Arians probably likes to have a few burgers also. So
oh yeah.
I mean, maybe this could possibly go either way. I mean, if the Chiefs win this, Andy Reid's going to say burger for sure. I mean, that's 100%. I mean, that's all he's thinking. He's thinking about burgers right now.
Andy Reid might actually eat that face mask that he has. Him and Bruce Arians both look like two of the most uncomfortable fucks when it comes to wearing those, because they have and Andy Reid now has that really weird one that looks like a beak. The only other weirder one is your boy over in Michigan.
The one he was wearing at the beginning of the season. The one that he was wearing at the beginning of the season that kept on fogging up on.
Yeah, that was hilarious. It was the meme where he's drawing up plays for Pat Mahomes on it. Yeah, that was when it was fogged up. But no, and then
yeah, you're talking about Harbaugh and Harbaugh's boner mask that he had.
Yeah, that was brutal. That's not a good look. Well, let's be honest, masks aren't good looks, period. But when you get two dudes that wear like the face shield and a cloth mask, and then you got Arians with the Han Solo belt going across his chest, where most people wear it as an actual belt with the with the radio on it. I mean, come on. Now, thankfully, like we said, it's in Tampa, so neither one of these dudes are going to be all puffy coated up or anything to make him look even more ridiculous. So, and yes, history has shown that Andy Reid does look like the Kool-Aid Man. So keep that in mind. Okay, 2Ks. This is a hot one. I mean, I'm into this. Will any player propose to his girlfriend on the field after the game? The favorite is no, by the way, and kind of an overwhelming.
No, I can't imagine. I don't remember ever seeing this. Not in the Super Bowl or in an NFL game. I mean,
no.
Sometimes I think I've seen it before a few times at at college level in a bowl game or something.
Well, wasn't it the Boise State dude with the hook and ladder?
State,
and he was dating the cheerleader and proposed to her.
Touchdown.
Yeah. Now, I've never proposed to anybody, so 2Ks, you're one up on me on this one, but I don't think that's the spot, man. I mean, unless you're again, like you're a player dating a cheerleader or something like that. I'm not even sure that happens in the NFL, but
I mean, it's the only one I can think of is Shane Falco.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, legend, but but to me, I just can't see that being the spot. I mean, that's not an intimate spot. Is your girl gonna really be into it? But how? Because it said a player. So yeah, I mean that's just a weird spot. I mean, where are you gonna keep the ring? In your jockstrap?
Yeah.
That's now. If you're one of the few fans that are able to get in, and you both are super diehard, Tampa fans, Tampa Tom takes him to takes him to the promised land. I could see that. I've got buddies that have, like Justin Ware proposed to his wife at a Cubs game because they're both super duper Cubs fans. I get that, but a player, no.
Yeah. No.
Okay, the next one's political. We're not going to get into that one. All right, so 2Ks. I think we've kind of exhausted every Super Bowl prop bet. We do have another comment from Ace in the Mitten. She says, "Proposal no, only after Boise State game." Yep, yep. And that was, I mean, that was a super special game to begin with. Boise State wasn't supposed to beat Oklahoma, so I could see that. I could see that. I mean, that's your one shining moment that you want to share with your girl, and I mean, she's obviously on the sideline right there, so might as well. Might as well. So 2Ks. 2Ks. We have the matchups that we're looking at the most. And we can't go quarterback to be quarterback because they're not on the field at the same time. So in 2Ks, it doesn't have to be a certain player, like Tyreek Hill against one of the DBs. I mean, it can be an overall like receiver versus receiving core versus DBs or anything like that. So what do you have your feelers out for? What are you looking out for the most when it comes to this game?
Yeah, to me, I mean, you're looking at this Kansas City offense, one of the best offenses that we've seen in recent history, and in arguably NFL history. I mean, just the star power that they have as far as the weapons at receiver, at tight end, and then arguably the best quarterback talent-wise that we've seen ever, and Patty Mahomes. And so what gets me, what I'm really going to be paying attention to, especially at the beginning of the game, is this Tampa Bay defense is no joke. They're very good, especially the front seven of them, and they're able to get pressure. And you look at the Green Bay game last week or 2 weeks ago. All the not necessarily the sacks that they were able to get on Rodgers, but just all the hurries. There was never really not a lot of times where Aaron Rodgers could drop back and just and read the defense and make plays, kind of like he was doing the week prior to that against the Rams, where we were talking about how good that Rams defense was. Aaron Rodgers basically had all day to throw that game. Never really was hurried at all. And then in the Tampa game, Tampa's defensive line was able to get a lot of pressure
Very true.
to Rodgers, and Rodgers just wasn't as sharp, and the timing with his receivers just wasn't there. So that's what I'm going to pay attention to. Can this Kansas City offensive line hold up to the defensive line of Tampa Bay? Can Tampa Bay get pressure on them? And if Tampa Bay can't get pressure to Mahomes, Mahomes is going to pick them apart, and Kansas City wins this game easy. But if Tampa Bay can get pressure on him and hurry him up, and maybe not allow him to be on the same, not allow him to get into rhythm and everything like that, I really think Tampa Bay can win this game.
Yeah, I'm in this very similar boat as you. No, that wasn't a boat. That was a big fucking truck. I'm more interested to see how Andy Reid in that offense how that offense gets the running game going. And kind of piggybacking off of where you were going with that 2Ks is giving Pat Mahomes time. And I think one of the easiest ways to get him time is to get that running game going and to kind of back off those pass rushers. I mean, Jason Pierre-Paul is going to, if they don't contain him, he's going to have a fucking field day. And especially with Eric Fisher being out with it was either torn ACL or Achilles. That's huge. That's a huge piece of their offensive line. Now, when it comes to that, do you bring Kelsey in to help Chip? How do the backs help with that? So I'm more keying in on the running backs, and that stable of running backs, but all of them are really, really good 2Ks. And just kind of see how, and I think we can both agree, or I shouldn't put these words in your mouth, but I have a feeling that Andy Reid and that offensive staff is going to call a better game than the Packers did for Aaron Rodgers. Just because of Kansas City has way more weapons that they can choose from. B, it seems like Andy Reid can normally out-scheme almost every defense. And even though that Tampa Bay defense is extremely, extremely stout, one of the things that we have to remind ourselves is it's not a Bill Belichick defense. Bill Belichick's defense is known for it throughout his whole coaching career taking away your best weapon. Now, that's not to say that the Tampa Bay defensive crew can't do that, because they have the talent, they have all the players to do that. But the key to me, one, is going to be the running backs of Kansas City. And two is going to be Travis Kelce. Obviously, was second in the league in receiving yards, which is unheard of for a tight end. But it seems like he's always fucking open. And if that's one, getting to your point, keeping Pat Mahomes up and upright and ready to throw, those quick outs to Kelce where he can turn that 2 or 3 yard or 4 yard pass into a first down or close to a first down is going to be huge. And once the running game starts, Travis Kelce starts, that's when you're going to see one-on-ones with Tyreek Hill and all those other speedy ass receivers. And if that happens, it's going to be a long day for the Tampa Bay defense. However, on the flip side, that Tampa Bay defense is not a pushover. We saw them, for the better part of 3 quarters beat the shit out of Aaron Rodgers. Now, Pat Mahomes and Rodgers are very similar. But Mahomes has that kind of little extra gear to get away that Mr. Rodgers doesn't have quite at this point in his career. So the mobility of Pat Mahomes could come down to this. And on the flip side, for the because we both kind of keyed on the Kansas City offense, and to me that's the most predictable part of all the game. When it comes to Tampa Bay's offense, do they keep with the running game? That seemed to work against the Packers. Only when the Packers forced Tom to throw is when Tom got into trouble. And I think the Kansas City defense can get more of a pass rush, a consistent pass rush on Tom Brady rather than the pass rush of the Packers. I also think the secondary of the Chiefs is just a little bit better than the Packers. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tampa Bay uses the running game. So to me, 2K's both teams' running games are going to be huge in this game. And obviously, both these coaches want to establish the run, not only to get the offense going, but keep each other off the field. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You want to keep Tom Terrific off the field because of what he does, especially late in the game. You want to keep Pat Mahomes off the field because he can score at any point. Any point. So if clock management or clock control is going to be very, very crucial in this game as well, and that's why I think it leads to the running game. So that's kind of where I'm at with that 2Ks. And like I said, I think the ultimate X factor in this is Tyreek Hill. If Tampa cannot cover him like they did in their regular season matchup, this is going to be a track meet that Tom Brady cannot win. He will not win this if it turns into a track meet like that. Tyreek Hill is just too explosive, and it gets back to what you said. Can they protect Patrick Mahomes long enough to get that speedster going on the outside? Because we know Mahomes has the arm to hit him deep, but it takes time to get deep. That's what she said. So she really did, though. She really did. But that being said, 2Ks, let's wrap this baby up. This has been a fun show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everyone that Ace in the Mitten. We appreciate your comments, and any other folks that are watching, feel free to drop a comment. I'll be more than happy to put your comment or question up on the screen, and we'll feature you in our show because we love our viewers. Love our viewers. Love our commenters. Again, if you're feeling frisky and you want to buy us a beer, the link is right down here. You can't click it, but man, this is hard. Go to buyturbobeer.com, and I guarantee there's going to be some people. Ryan, why you shouldn't be asking people for money, but Turbo's saving up for a new MacBook. You know what the new MacBook brings, 2Ks? An even cooler motherfucking show, because I can do a lot of cool stuff with it. So let's all grow together. Help us. Help you. Help us. Let us produce a better show for you, the viewer, so we can all have more fun. 'Cause that's what we're doing this for, right? 2Ks, have some fucking fun. Have some fun.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Have some fun. Get you away from the kiddos so you don't kill them and they don't kill you, which is always a plus. And we'll have you back next week, sitting across the table from me, so you won't have to stare at just my ugly mug all hour long. So everyone, be safe. Let's have 2Ks when all boils down to it. Who wins is secondary to a good game to me. You know, like we said with the national title game, and Nick Saban kind of blew that out of the water for us, but rightfully so, because I had a badass team. So, and he says, enjoy the Super Bowl. We shall. You too. Don't over partake, because like we said, it is Monday. You know, everyone's got to go back to work on Monday. So, anything else you want to tie a bow on this 2K so I can go eat my pizza?
No, that's everything.
All right, brother. You have a good week. All you guys out there, you have a good week. Enjoy the game. As always, Jim Rome, we're coming for you.